So during transformation, I tell you to take that peg and peg it into that slot. And while that is a thing you can do, that's also not what that's there for. That slot is there for a screw. What the peg really pegs into is a slot right in there. So instead of looking like this, I was wrong again, sorry. It pegs in right there. So instead of looking like this, it looks more like that. Much more complete. So what if we took Sideswipe and made him red? So this is Revenge of the Fallen Swerve, aka Sideswipe if he was red. Anyways, he looks cool. I mean, obviously, it's Sideswipe. He was easily the coolest character in that movie. And, one note about his vehicle mode, I think this is just specific to my copy, but, this right here, it just doesn't stay flush. That's just something with my copy, but, yeah, that's something I noticed. Anyways, another thing I noticed is he's very, glossy. The plastic feels different from what I'm used to. Here's tracks. That's probably just because I'm used to more modern Transformers, or heavily used Transformers, or movie Transformers that I got from a thrift store. All in all, I'm very happy with this. I got it used for $25. You can find a new one in box for $35, so he's not that expensive, at least from what I've seen. But it's a car, it rolls. I mean, it's basically that, yeah. You don't really need a review on the car, do you? The seller gave me some wonderful instructions that I will not be looking at. So, transformation time. I start by coming down here and just kind of untabbing all of this paraphernalia here. Then you can bring the arm and wheels. Maybe you can bring them out. Untab them and just kind of bring them out like that. Should probably raise the camera. Give me a sec. What do you know? Camera raised. Car. He looks like that now. So next, what do I do next? What did I, the legs, yeah. Untab the legs, and this kind of just hangs back. And look at that, you just got a car shell. It does consolidate pretty well, for a 2009 Transformer. Can, split the hood, bring it out. There we go. Bring this down. Look, his head. You can't see that. Bring this down. And this out of the way. Wow, he has a head. There's a tab there. There's a slot there. Ta-da! Then in the back, this just folds down. And these flaps, there's a few different things you can do. Number one, you can just kind of leave them down like this. Just have that there. You can fold them underneath like that. You can have them in all sorts of different positions. Where did I have them? I have to figure, I had them up like this, I believe. If I swing them up, that's the way I had them, but either way. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Give him hands. So his hands are just in there, you just bring them out. Regular hand stuff. Ta-da. Now his feet are easily the most interesting part about this toy. So, you spin this one direction or another. You want this, I think that's the front of the car actually, because this up here is the back of the car. You want the front of the car to be facing forward. Bring it down Bring this other flap down, second verse, same as the first. Bring them down, down. The flaps, they can, the heels, I keep them out. You can fold them or whatever. But he kind of stands. Sometimes he stands. Sometimes his wheels. He's I cannot speak. His feet are wheels, so it's kind of understandable that they couldn't get him to stand. Okay. I have him supported by one front foot and one heel, so there's that. Time to pick him back up again. So, cool feature thing. His blades, they don't come off, but they do split and reform like that. And, you know, he can now split sideways in half or whatever. Let's see, do I have any transformers that I can split in half? Action shot, and simultaneously the thumbnail of the video. Probably, I don't know. But yeah, he can split this guy in half real nice like. But this ain't about him. I already had a short about him and Aviacon. Articulation, you probably want to know a little bit about that, don't you? If not, too bad. Arms go out that far, go almost 360. There's kibble in the way, but yeah, they can do a 360 or whatever you want to call it. Elbow bends, double jointed elbows, so his hands go in and no swivels on his arms at all. No waist joint. There's nothing really preventing them from adding a waist joint like right there, but there's no waist joint. His head is on a ball joint. Now my copy I'm not going to move because it does like to come off. That's simply because it's used. But his legs, they can go out about that far. I would also like to point out that he has some stretchy pistons. Like this is rubber right here. These wires are rubber. His knees can bend, I believe that's 90 degrees or pretty close. They don't look like they bend that much, but they do, and you know, there's a piston there, which is always cool to see Transformers with working pistons. His foot does that, and technically it tilts, just in the wrong direction. So, there's that. All in all, I like this guy. Is he's not the best, but he's really cool, and he's Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe, but red, which is probably the best Sideswipe, in my opinion. I grew up on G1. I love G1. There's a lot of problems I have with Michael Bay and his stuff, but Sideswipe, man, that was awesome. Anyways, if you came here to learn about Swerve, you know, who this guy actually is, then he's a fabricator, scientist dude, actually. He's not a fighter. He's been exposed to radioactive and toxic chemicals and stuff, so he never drives in a straight line, hence his name Swerve, or as I like to call him, Red Sideswipe. I don't have much else, so enjoy a cool montage of him posing with other Transformers. I just realized that it kind of sounded like I don't like the Bay films. I really do. I just don't like some of Michael Bay's choices of what to do with the characters. Anyways, now it's time for the montage. All in all, I really like this figure, and I only realized until when I started setting up the photo shoot that I had his chest wrong. So, ignore that specific part and nothing else. If you like Sideswipe and his design in the Bay films, but just want him to be red, okay, He doesn't stand. He won't stand. Neither will the camera, apparently. So no one wants to stand. Anyways, have a good day, y'all. Bye.